టీచర్ జాబే మీ లక్ష్యమా? తెలంగాణ టెట్ డిఎస్సి, ఏపీ డిఎస్సి ప్రిపేర్ అయ్యే విద్యార్థులకు రామయ్య కోచింగ్ సెంటర్ ఆఫ్లైన్ కోచింగ్, ఆన్లైన్ లైవ్ క్లాసెస్. ఆఫ్లైన్ కోచింగ్ కావాలంటే దిల్సుఖ్నగర్ హైదరాబాద్ రండి. ఆన్లైన్ లైవ్ క్లాస్ కావాలంటే ప్లే స్టోర్ నుంచి రామయ్య కంప్యూటర్ కోచింగ్ సెంటర్ మొబైల్ యాప్ డౌన్లోడ్ చేసుకోండి.
Let me discuss the features of Indian Constitution. In our last classes already we discussed some features of Indian Constitution like written and lengthy Constitution. Second one, combination of rigidity and flexibility. Third one, unitary government with federal features. Right, ma? In this video, in this class, we are going to discuss remaining salient features of Indian Constitution. In that, one more is, that is fundamental rights. Fundamental rights. Okay, rights and duties are two sides of the same coin. Enjoy the rights and discharge the duties. Enjoy the rights and discharge the duties. Our constituent assembly members adopted fundamental rights from America. Fundamental rights from America. And mentioned them in third part of Constitution. Third part of Constitution. Adopted from America. Mentioned in third part of Constitution. Articles are 12 to 35. Articles are 12 to 35. Which articles explain about fundamental rights, ma? 12 to 35. Adopted from which country? America. Where we mentioned fundamental duties in our Constitution? Third part of Constitution. Is it clear, ma? Next one. Our constituent assembly members given fundamental rights to all the citizens irrespective of caste, language, religion, gender, etc. Okay? Without any discrimination, our constitution given fundamental rights to one and all the citizens of India. Okay? Not on the basis of caste, not on the basis of region, not on the basis of religion, not on the basis of gender. Irrespective of all these things, our constituent assembly members given fundamental rights to all the citizens in our country. Is it clear, ma? Next one. Fundamental rights. Fundamental rights. They are not permanent. They are not permanent. They are not absolute. They are not absolute. They are not permanent. Fundamental rights are suspended by the President of India. President of India. Right, ma? Fundamental rights are suspended by the President of India. Suspended by the President of India. Right. When you suspend the fundamental rights of citizens temporarily, means according to Article 359, according to Article 359, according to Article 359, the President has power suspend the fundamental rights during the period of national emergency. National emergency. National emergency. Okay? Okay, according to Article 359, the President has power. The President has power. Suspend the fundamental rights temporarily during the period of national emergency. You remember this one. Other than Article 20 and 21. Other than Article 20 and 21. Remaining all the articles are suspended by the President temporarily. By the President temporarily. Okay? Next one. Fundamental rights are justicable. Fundamental rights are justicable. Which courts protect the fundamental rights means Supreme Court and High Court. Supreme Court and High Court. These two courts protect the fundamental rights through issuing the writs. Through issuing the writs. Which court protects the fundamental rights of citizens? Only two. One is Supreme Court, second one is High Court. Right? How they protect our fundamental rights? Means through issuing the writs. Through issuing the writs. One is habeas corpus. One is habeas corpus. Second one is mandamus. Third one is certiorari. Fourth one is quo warranto. Fifth one is prohibition. How many writs? 5. What the names? First one is habeas corpus. Second one is mandamus. Third one is certiorari. Fourth one is quo warranto. Fifth one is prohibition. Habeas corpus, mandamus, certiorari, quo warranto and prohibition. These 5 are writs. Who issue them? One is Supreme Court and second one is High Court. Right, ma? For what purpose they issue all these writs? The purpose is protection of fundamental rights. Under which article Supreme Court issues writ? According to Article 32, Supreme Court issue the writs. According to Article 32, Supreme Court issue the writs. According to Article 226, High Court issue the writs to protect the fundamental rights. Clear, ma? So one is Supreme Court, second one is High Court. Okay? Under different articles, they issue writs to protect fundamental rights of citizens. One is habeas corpus, second one is mandamus, third one is certiorari, fourth one is quo warranto, fifth one is prohibition. Right now? Next one. Another one. Here one thing. According to 86th Constitutional Amendment Act 2002. According to 86th Constitutional Amendment Act 2002. This is most important because you become teacher. So Article 21 also explain about education. Right? So everybody should remember it. According to 86th Constitutional Amendment Act 2002. According to 86th Constitutional Amendment Act 2002. Newly incorporated Article 21 Clause A. This article explained about the government should provide free and compulsory primary education to children who between 6 to 14 years. Okay, 12 to 35 articles are here. So Article 21 Clause A is here. Okay, so this is in list of fundamental rights. So this article explain about primary education. Got it, all of you? Next one. Parliament 2/3 majority is compulsory. Parliament 2/3 majority is compulsory. 2/3 majority is compulsory to make any changes in the list of fundamental rights. Parliament 2/3 majority is must to make some changes in fundamental rights. We may add any provision in fundamental rights with Parliament 2/3 majority. We may delete any provision of fundamental rights with Parliament 2/3 majority. This is a must. And one more thing, Parliament has power. Parliament has power. Parliament has power. Parliament has power. Impose some restrictions, okay, limitations on fundamental rights. The entire in India, only Parliament has power impose some restrictions or limitations on fundamental rights. Okay, so this is regarding fundamental rights. Now let me see next one. How many fundamental rights at the time of Constitution came into force, and present how many fundamental rights are there? At the time of Constitution came into force, number of fundamental rights were 7. How many ma? 7. They are right to equality. Right to equality. Second one, right to freedom. Which one? Right to freedom. Third one, right to against exploitation. Next, right to religious freedom. Next, right to culture and education. Right to culture and education. Next, sixth one, right to property. Now seventh one, right to constitutional remedies. Constitutional remedies. This is 14 to 18. This is 19 to 22. This is 23, 24. This is 25 to 28. This is 29, 30. This is 31. This is 32. Okay. Total how many fundamental rights at the time of Constitution came into force means 7. So everybody has to remember the chronological order of fundamental rights. First fundamental right name is right to equality. Articles 14 to 18. Now second one, right to freedom. Articles 19 to 22. Third one, right to against exploitation. 23, 24. Fourth one, right to religious freedom. 25 to 28. Next, right to culture and education. 29, 30. And another one, right to property. Article 31. Next, right to constitutional remedies. Right to constitutional remedies. 32. Right to constitutional remedies 32. So out of these 7 fundamental rights, right ma? Most important fundamental right name is, that is right to constitutional remedies. Right to constitutional remedies. Okay, that is Article 32. Article 32. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar described that right to constitutional remedies is heart and soul of the Constitution. Heart and soul of the Constitution. Which right? Right to constitutional remedies. Right to constitutional remedies is heart and soul of the Constitution. Clear? Next one. Present fundamental rights are just only 6. How many? 6. Which fundamental right deleted from list of fundamental rights? That is right to property. Which one? Right to property. Got it, all of you? So right to property, when it was deleted, means according to 44th Constitutional Amendment Act 1978. According to 44th Constitutional Amendment Act 1978, right to property was deleted from list of fundamental rights. Okay. So at present, altogether number of fundamental rights are 6. Which one deleted? Right to property. In which year deleted? In 1978. As per which Constitutional Amendment Act? 44th. Got it, ma? So at present, right to property is one of the legal right. Right to property is one of the legal right. At present, right to property is one of the legal right. Article 300 clause A explain about right to property in 12th part of Constitution. Is it clear, ma? Got it, all of you? Now, next one, another one. Okay. Next, we have to discuss all the articles of fundamental rights in next topic. So, rights and duties are there. Okay, let me see there. Okay. Now, we have to see one more feature, that is directive principles of state policy. State policy. Okay. DPSP means directive principles of state policy. Our constituent assembly members adopted directive principles of state policy from Ireland. From which country? Ireland. Right, ma? Mentioned them in fourth part of Constitution. Fourth part of Constitution. Right? Articles 36-51. 36-51. These articles explain about directive principles of state policy in fourth part of Constitution. Directive principles of state policy, okay, it is not applicable to Jammu Kashmir when it was special status. But now Article 370 dissolved, therefore fundamental rights, directive principles of state policy and fundamental duties, these three are not applicable to Jammu Kashmir once appointed. Now Jammu Kashmir is one of the union territory in India. Article 370 dissolved. So present no special status of Jammu Kashmir. That's what fundamental rights, directive principles, fundamental duties, all they are applicable to Jammu Kashmir along with other states in our country. Right? Next, directive principles. Parliament makes some changes in directive principles of state policy with two-third majority. Right, ma? With two-third majority. Another one, directive principles of state policy. It is not justicable. Fundamental rights are justicable. Directive principles are not justicable. Okay? Not justicable. And one more thing. Directive principles of state policy are necessary to form economic and social democracy. Right, ma? Fundamental rights are useful to establish political democracy. But directive principles of state policy is useful to form economic and social democracy. You remember this one. Right? And the next one, Dr. M.P. Sharma. Classified the directive principles of state policy into three types. First one is socialistic principles. Second one is Gandhian principles. Third one, that is liberal principles. Socialistic principles, Gandhian principles and liberal principles. Who classified the directive principles of state policy into three types? Dr. M.P. Sharma. Okay, first one, socialistic principles. Second one, Gandhian principles. Third one, liberal principles. Okay, but one more thing you remember, as per Constitution, no classification of directive principles. As per Act, no classification of directive principles of state policy. Okay, entire in Constitution, no classification of directive principles. Just only on the basis of directive principles of state policy nature, Dr. M.P. Sharma classified them into three types. One is socialistic, second one is Gandhian, third one is liberal principles. Got it? Next one, another one. Third one, liberal principles. Second one, Gandhian principle. First one, socialistic principles. We have an ideas of Mahatma Gandhi in only directive principles of state policy entire in Constitution. 25 parts there in Constitution. Out of them, we identify Mahatma Gandhi ideas in only directive principles of state policy. That's it. Right, ma? Another one, next one. What are the best examples to socialistic principles? What are the best examples to socialistic principles? Example, which one? Equal wages for equal work. Irrespective of gender, whoever do same work, they are eligible to get equal salary. So it indicates to economic equality. Once we form economic equality among the people, definitely in all the fields and sectors, equality will be there. That's what socialistic principle, example that one. Gandhian principles, example, village panchayat. Example, village panchayat. Prohibition of liquor. Prohibition of liquor. Encourage cottage industries. All they are best examples to Mahatma Gandhi ideas in directive principles of state policy. And liberal principles example. Liberal principles example. What they are? One is executive organization. Government organizations, three. Organs of government. How many? Three. First one, legislature. Second one, executive. Third one, that is judiciary. Third one is judiciary. Legislature, executive, judiciary, three are there. Already we discussed it. Legislature main function making the laws. Executive main function implement the laws. Judiciary main function interpretation of law. Here one thing, liberal principles example, judiciary organization should be separated from executive. Judges should be free. Then only they give judgments without fear or favor. Right, ma? That's what Article 50 is explaining. Judiciary organization is separated from executive. One more example for liberal principles, that is, we have to protect, we have to support, we have to cooperate to international peace and security. For example, international organization is there, UNO, United Nations Organization. Its main ambition, world peace and security. For that purpose, the UNO makes some policies, makes some decisions. We should respect them, we should honor them, we should follow them. That is our duty. It is example to liberal principles. So how many types? Liberal principles, second one Gandhian principles, first one socialistic principles. Who classified them into three types? Dr. M.P. Sharma. Directive principles of state policy adopted from Ireland, mentioned in fourth part of Constitution. Articles are 36 to 51. Okay, they are not justicable. It is useful to establish economic, social democracy. Okay, next one. Some important articles. Article 36 explain about state, means defined state. Article 37 says that directive principles of state policy is not justicable. And one more thing most important, 39 clause A. It explains that give free legal aid to poor people. According to Article 39 clause A, the poor class people get free legal aid. For example, you see in each and every court, public prosecutors there. Public prosecutors there. Government to appoint them. Government gives salaries to them. They argue in court behalf of the poor people, whether the case win or defeat. Right? Next one. Another one. Which one? We go to Article 40. Article 40 explain about village panchayats. Till today, around 70% people are living in rural areas. So one local body is compulsory to identify the public problems and solve them in time. So the local body name is village panchayat. Sarpanch, Upasarpanch, ward members are there. Collectively they take decision and try to develop the village. Until unless local bodies, the rural areas may not be developed. That's what Article 40 explain about village panchayat. Next, Article 45, Article 44, Uniform Civil Code. Article 44 explains about Uniform Civil Code. Entire in India, the Uniform Civil Code is going on in only Goa state. Out of 28 states, 8 union territories, Uniform Civil Code is going on just only Goa. So that is Article 44, Uniform Civil Code. Got it, ma'am? Another one. Next one. What is that? Article 45. Article 45 is explaining about free education, free primary education. The government provides free primary education to children who are below 14 years. Who are below 14 years. Right, ma'am. Next one. Another one. Article 47. Prohibition of liquor. Should not manufacture liquor. Should not sell the liquor. Should not buy the liquor. Totally, Article 47 is telling the prohibition of liquor is must. But governments are not implementing that. Some of the state governments are following prohibition of liquor like Bihar, Kerala, etc., Gujarat, etc. Some states not at all following that, because government needs revenue for implement the public welfare programs. Suppose government ban the liquor, so automatically revenue will be decreased. Once the revenue comes down, the government may not continue welfare schemes. That's what some of the states are following prohibition of liquor. Rest of the states are not following the prohibition of liquor. So no one approached the court because directive principles are not justicable. That is Article 47. Article 48, abolition of cow slaughters. Okay, cows are there. We should respect them, we honor them, but we should not kill them. We should not kill them. Article 49 is telling, protect the or safeguard the historical constructions and places. Example, Charminar, Golconda, Makkah Masjid, Taj Mahal, okay, Red Fort and others. Number of historical constructions there, places there. Government has to protect them, safeguard them. Then only the coming generation people see them and enjoy with them. Otherwise, okay, they totally destroyed. Article 50, just now I told you, judiciary organization is totally separated from executive. Independent judiciary system is going on in India. In the presence of independent judiciary system, judges give judgments without fear or favor. Without fear or favor. Right? Article 51, protect the world peace and security. Everybody has to cooperate and support to form world peace and security. Got it, ma? So this is one more feature of Indian Constitution, Directive Principles of State Policy. Next, let me see, that is fundamental duties. Fundamental duties. Fundamental duties. At the time of Constitution came into force, no fundamental duties in Indian Constitution. 26th January 1950, Constitution came into force. At that time, no fundamental duties. At present, we have fundamental duties. That means we incorporated them in Constitution time being. Dr. Swaran Singh Committee. Dr. Swaran Singh Committee. Government appointed Dr. Sardar Swaran Singh Committee in the year of 1976. For what purpose government appointed Swaran Singh Committee means? Study about fundamental duties. Fundamental duties not in Constitution in beginning days, so that thoroughly study about the fundamental duties and give report. In same year, Swaran Singh Committee submitted report to government regarding fundamental duties. Okay, government appointed Dr. Swaran Singh Committee in 1976 regarding which one? Studies about fundamental duties. In same year, in 1976 only, in same year, Swaran Singh Committee submitted report to government regarding fundamental duties. They recommended 8 fundamental duties. How many? 8. They recommended 8 fundamental duties. Right, ma? So, their part completed. According to 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act 1976. According to 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act 1976, we mentioned 10 fundamental duties. 10 fundamental duties. Right, ma? How many? 10 fundamental duties. In which year? 1976. Under which Constitutional Amendment Act? 42nd. Right, ma? Next thing. Remember. At present, number of fundamental duties 11. How many? 11. The 11th fundamental duty mentioned in the year of 2002. 2002. According to 86th Constitutional Amendment Act. According to 86th Constitutional Amendment Act 2002. 2002, we mentioned 11th fundamental duty. 11th fundamental duty is telling parents or guardians provides primary education to children. Primary education to children. Right, ma? So this is 11th fundamental duty. In which year we incorporated it? 2002. Under which Constitutional Amendment Act? 86. So according to 86th Constitutional Amendment Act 2002, we mentioned 11th fundamental duty, that is parents or guardians provides primary education to children. We adopted the fundamental duties from USSR. From which country? USSR. Okay? And mentioned in 4th A part of Constitution. 4th A part of Constitution. Right, ma? Article is 51 clause A. 51 clause A. We adopted fundamental duties from Soviet Russia. And mentioned in 4th A part of Constitution, and article, only single article 51 clause A explain about fundamental duties. Fundamental duties are not justicable like directive principles of state policy. Only fundamental rights are justicable. Fundamental duties are not justicable. Parliament 2/3 majority is compulsory to make any changes in fundamental duties. Okay, fundamental rights, directive principles of state policy, fundamental duties. If you want change anything regarding them, Parliament 2/3 majority is compulsory. You remember it. Okay, next one, another one. Which one? Right. Here one thing. Let me see some important fundamental duties. Respect the national anthem, national flag and constitution. All the Indians respect the national anthem, Janaganamana. Respect the national flag. Our Telugu person, Pingal Venkayya, prepared national flag. And respect to constitution. Our constitution ultimately prepared by people only. Constituent Assembly prepared the constitution. But who elected the members of Constituent Assembly? State Assembly members. Who elected the State Assembly members? People. So finally or ultimately the people elected the Constituent Assembly members. Ultimately people prepared the Constitution of India. Therefore we respect national flag. We respect national flag. Okay. Next, protect sovereignty and integrity of country. Protect sovereignty and integrity of country. We fought with the British rulers for only independence, for only sovereignty. We achieved it. So next duty is we should protect our sovereignty and integrity. Different religion people, culture people, traditional people, language people are here. Of course, before all these things we are Indians. We should maintain that one. We should protect integrity. Right, ma? Another one, respect and follows noble and ideas of freedom struggle movement. Noble ideas. respect and follows noble ideas of freedom struggle movement. What are the noble ideas in freedom struggle movement? Justice, liberty, equality, fraternity, etc. So all of us follows them. That is most useful to development of country. Next thing, protect the and safeguard the nature environment like forest, lakes, rivers, everything that is environment. We should safeguard environment for good life and future of country. Next thing, respect the woman and protect the public properties. RTC buses, trains, government buildings, offices, all they are public properties. Our contribution is there. So what we have to do? We have to protect them, safeguard them. We don't damage them. That is our property. Okay? And next one, another one. Protect and follows, maintain brotherhood. Our religion, culture, traditions different, but we should have brotherhood. First of all, we are Indians. Later on, Hindu, Islam, Christian, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Maharashtra, Bihar, that is second thing. Before all these things, first of all, we are Indians, so we should be brotherhood. So like number of fundamental duties are there, that is 11. Okay, this is one more feature of Indian Constitution, silent feature of Indian Constitution. Okay.
వేల సంఖ్యలో అభ్యర్థులను ఉపాధ్యాయులుగా తీర్చిదిద్దిన
డైరెక్టర్ సిరికొండ లక్ష్మీనారాయణ గారి సారథ్యంలో
స్టేట్ ఫేమ్ ఫ్యాకల్టీస్ చే ఆన్లైన్ అండ్ ఆఫ్లైన్ బోధన అందించే ఏకైక సంస్థ
రామయ్య కాంపిటిటివ్ కోచింగ్ సెంటర్, దిల్సుఖ్నగర్, హైదరాబాద్.
100% నూతన సిలబస్ ఆధారంగా ఆఫ్లైన్ అండ్ ఆన్లైన్లలో బోధన.
ఆన్లైన్ కోచింగ్ కొరకు డౌన్లోడ్ చేయండి
రామయ్య కాంపిటిటివ్ కోచింగ్ సెంటర్ మొబైల్ యాప్,
ప్లే స్టోర్ అండ్ యాప్ స్టోర్లలో లభ్యం. ఆన్లైన్ కోచింగ్ లో అన్ని కోర్సులు తక్కువ ఫీజుతో 1 year వ్యాలిడిటీతో పాటు 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months వ్యాలిడిటీ ప్యాకేజీలు అందుబాటులో కలవు.
పూర్తి వివరాలకు సంప్రదించండి
9246208422 888 5555 202.